What up, y'all? It's your boy Demuir here, purveyor of all sounds underground. We're gonna do it up once again. Samples to Retire, part 2. Before I get into it, I just want to say a special shout out to all of you guys that viewed the first one and were very passionate in your responses about it. I was actually a little bit surprised at the degree of passion because I thought I was just saying what was on a lot of our minds, and when I say our, I'm talking about those who are producers in the electronic music game. I thought I was just saying what a lot of people thought, and some of y'all just took it to a whole other level and it said, oh, if you're gonna call us out for that, then everyone shouldn't be using different drum packs and shit and getting their drum samples from different places. And it's not even about that. It's about the obvious samples, the go-to samples that people run to, even though it's been done 1,000,001 times, and throw it out there just to generate more sales. And artistry is much more than being purely about sales. If you think about house music and how it started and what's made it so progressive, which is basically my interest, is the fact that people are pushing the sound and going to different sources to do things, not going to the token things that have already been done before. So, I mean, some of y'all were ice grilling me like Prince was Chappelle in that skit. It was actually very comical to me, but some of y'all got really upset about it, and quite frankly, I don't give a shit, because I'm here to push the music, and if you're not interested in pushing the music, then this is not the right video or opinion that you should be listening to. But if you're interested in moving the music further along, let's just get into it as I share the specific samples I think that need to be retired. Before I do so, I want to play some background music to set the mood. Okay, here we go. We got a stack. Let's roll through it. On Arista, Grooving You by Harvey Mason, used in Disco's Revenge, Overdone, It's Finished, Let This One Go. I don't think I have to speak too far on this one. Great sample, serious beats, really took house and the whole disco thing to a whole other level, but that shit is done. McFadden and Whitehead on typical Philly label, or Philadelphia International Records label, Ain't No Stopping Us Now. I've heard this chopped a million ways to one. Let's let this one go and put it to bed and think about getting some new shit that will really push our music further ahead. I don't think a lot of people would know, but this is the original sample for Biggie's Who Shot Ya. The reason why I'm pulling this out is because I think some samples just do not translate well into house music. I'm sorry, but you're just going for something that is a popularity contest that, yeah, a lot of people know, but it just doesn't translate well at the end of the day. And deep down in your heart as a producer, you know the shit don't work. So leave this one alone. Actually, this record's very hard to find. David Porter, Victim of the Joke. Took me a long time to find this one, and I'm begging you, leave this record alone. Next up is Disco Samba by Two Man Sound. The track on here is Que Tal America. Big track. It's best played as the original on its own in your set. Rock it. I'll give you a ghetto pass for that one. But as far as sampling the shit and putting a kick and snare and an open hat behind it or in front of it, however you choose to mix the shit, that's whack. We're done with this record for sampling purposes. Here's one. Sylvester 12-inch, Over and Over. This has been killed a few times. This 12-inch, not easy to find. Really dope because Sylvester has the gospel influences along with the disco. And I'm pulling this up to show you my own humility and own best practice when it comes to what I'm talking about here. I sampled this record. I was all over. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put this shit out. It's dope. And then DJ Mez from Guest House Music hit me up and said, yo man, I already got to that first, I used it. And then I found other people actually used it, even though they didn't necessarily sample the 12-inch and I sampled different parts. I let that shit go and put it out as a freebie. So show a little bit of humility. When you know you got copped and somebody already did it and it's been done a few times, let it go. Do I need to say much about this? Donna Summer, I Feel Love. Best left alone. Rock it in your set. Straight boogie. Really wicked with the arpeggiated synth. But goddamn, man, don't sample the record and throw a kick and open hat behind it and say that shit is the new shit. It's fresh. It's the thing that's gonna be rocking for days upon days. This stands on its own. Leave this alone. Coco Motion by El Coco. This one I've heard a few times. Really great disco record. But again, a lot of cats still sampling this shit. It's 2016. Get over this. Great record. You know, I have to rock the doubles in this shit, you know, because it is just that dope. It's a collector's item though. It's not meant for new, progressive, boundary pushing house music. This next record right here, Carrie Lucas and Dance Land. I think the joint here is, yeah, Dance With You. No one is gonna rock this record like our forefather Armand Van Helden rocked it. This shit has stood the test of time. You can still drop the track today. But for y'all to come along and say, yeah, this is the new shit, sample it, put a little beat over it, and try and sell the record just for easy sales, I think that shit's whack, man. Armand did it justice, and he will be the only one who's done it justice. Let's face it, you won't rock it like Armand did. Here we go. I think this one is one for the masses to understand. The last video I said we gotta retire and really put to bed the Remind Me break by Patricia Russian. This record right here is right in that same category. Especially those who are jacking house and those who are just making house music in general. This record right here, just drop this all together. Because any record I hear with the sample in it, I ain't playing the shit. I just can't support it because it just means you're not trying hard enough, you're not interested in progressing the music, and you're just plain flat out lazy. Right here, Crusaders, Street Life, and My Lady. These two breaks, let that shit completely go. Let it go. If you need to get help, go get some help, man. I can help you through it. Get on to some new shit. Joe Sample ripped the solos on the Fender Rhodes with this. Killed it all the time. And y'all know what the loops are. I don't even need to hum it to you, but I've heard it recently and I've heard it a number of times last year. Come on, y'all. Give that the rest and space that it needs. Next one up is for my man Prince. This is Prince's first record here. He basically plays every instrument on it. I know a couple of cats sampled this before he passed away, but it's just a request out to all of y'all. Leave this man's catalog alone. I don't want to hear bootlegs, Prince bootlegs, and all these little freebie downloads because you sampled his vocal and add a little beat behind it. Come on, man. Some things are just best left alone. Go out and play it. I'll support you if you want to play it in your set. I'm totally down for that. But as far as being original and getting up on some new shit, let these joints inspire you. This shit just, it's timeless on its own and therefore should be left untouched. Alright, so that does it for me. Looking forward to y'all feedback and on the records I selected and the samples to be retired. I might do another one, but I think I really touched the ones that I really wanted to get to the first time around. Got to it the second time around here, so much appreciated for your time. Please debate amongst yourselves. If you guys think I'm out of my tree, I'm totally down for that. But again, as I told you at the top, I really don't give a shit because it's pretty obvious, and I'm only saying things that most of our peer group in the electronic music industry are already thinking. All right, I'll leave you with that. Peace, one love, respect to y'all. Keep doing your beats, keep it moving, make it progressive. This is our thing. Underground. Keep it alive.